good-looking brother of hers you're after.
Do you stay up all night trying to think up those nasty little thoughts?
Well, he's cute. That dimple in the middle of his head.
Do you suppose we could have breakfast without this background bickering?
I'm sorry, Daddy.
Pop, have you forgotten freedom of speech?
No, and I haven't forgotten spare the rod.
Sorry I brought the whole thing up.
Now look, kids. Even though your mother is behaving a little abnormally, she feels justified in what she's doing.
Pop's scared of her, too.
You're not too old for a whacking yet.
My whole life has collapsed.
Now look, kids. I've known your mother for a long time. She's a reasonable, sensible woman. And I'm sure that her calm, good judgment...
Mary, upstairs this minute. And Jeff, get out there and get to work on that backyard right now.
What were you saying, Dad?
Jeff, come on down.
Dad, I'm awful sorry. I'll make a statement to the newspapers, and I'll say that it was all my fault, that you set me a fine example and brought me up perfectly, and that I'm just naturally bad.
Jeff, you didn't let me down when you had that accident with Tommy. That wasn't your fault. But when you ran away from it, when you run away from anything, you're letting yourself down. And you did let me down when you decided not to tell me about it.
But after all you said about responsibility...
Yes, that's important. But there's something more important than my job as a doctor. It's my job as your father. I'd rather be a second-rate doctor than a second-rate father. Do you understand?
Isn't Daddy wonderful?
I've always thought so.
Jeff, there's nothing you could ever do that I wouldn't stand behind. But if ever you don't tell me what you've done, I'm not going to stand behind you. I'll go to work on you.
Breaking.
Sounded like a broken window.
That's what it was. The window in my room. I was testing my arm to see if it was okay again, and, well, the basketball slipped out of my hand. I'm sorry for it, but I'm not trying to say it wasn't my fault.
Well, that's very noble of you, son.
Well, I just wanted to prove that I learned my lesson.
Well, you have another lesson to learn. People who break windows have to pay for them.
Gee, suppose they don't have any money.
They earn it.
Or it's deducted from their allowance.
Well, suppose they have a wonderful sister with $7.
No, you don't. I'd give you $7 for a broken arm, but not 1 penny for a broken window.
Do you have anything further to say for yourself?
Yes, I do. Is there any place around here where I can sign up for the Foreign Legion?